The black car moved slowly through the busy street. Inside sat Bulma, a very rich man. He wore a fine suit. His driver took him to an important meeting. The sun was hot and bright. People walked on both sides of the road. Bulma looked out through the dark window. He saw shops and houses. He saw women selling fruit. Then he saw something that made his heart stop. A small girl sat on the ground near the road. She wore torn, dirty clothes. Her face was covered in dust. She held out her small hand to people passing by. She was begging for money. Bulma told his driver to stop the car. The driver looked surprised, but he stopped. Bulma opened the door and stepped out. He walked toward the little girl. His shoes were shiny and expensive. The ground was dusty and rough. When he got close, he looked at the girl carefully. She had big brown eyes. Her hair was rough and uncombed. She looked up at him with those big eyes. Bulma felt something strange in his chest. The girl looked exactly like his wife. The same eyes, the same nose, the same shape of face. But how could this be? The girl did not speak. She just kept her hand out. Bulma reached into his pocket. He pulled out some money and put it in her hand. The girl looked at the money. Her eyes grew wide. She had never seen so much money before. Bulma bent down so his face was close to hers. "Where is your mother?" he asked. The girl looked down. She did not answer. Bulma asked again, "Where do you live?" The girl pointed down the street. She pointed to a small house far away. It looked old and broken. Bulma stood up straight. His mind was full of questions. Who was this girl? Why did she look like his wife? But what he was about to discover would change his life forever. Before you continue watching, please like this video and subscribe to StorySphere. We share stories from all over Africa. Comment below and tell us where you are watching from. Are you in New York, South Africa, Canada, Jamaica, or somewhere else? We want to hear from you. Now, let us continue with the story. Bulma walked back to his car. He told his driver to follow the girl. The girl stood up and started walking. She did not know Bulma was following her. She walked slowly because her feet were bare and dirty. The ground was hot from the sun. She turned into a narrow path between two houses. Bulma got out of the car again. He told the driver to wait. He followed the girl on foot. The path was dirty. There was trash on both sides. Bulma had never walked in a place like this before. He always stayed in clean, rich areas. The girl stopped at a very small house. The walls were made of old wood and metal sheets. The roof had holes in it. She pushed open a wooden door and went inside. Bulma waited outside for a moment. Then he walked to the door. He knocked softly. No one answered. He pushed the door open and stepped inside. The room was dark. It smelled bad. There was no furniture, just some old cloths on the floor. In the corner, he saw a woman lying down. She looked very sick. Her eyes were closed. The little girl sat next to her and touched her face. "Mama," the girl said softly. "Mama, wake up. I brought money." The woman did not move. Bulma walked closer. He looked at the woman on the floor. His heart almost stopped again. He knew this face. He knew it very well. It was Fana, his wife. But his wife was dead. She died 9 years ago. Everyone told him she died. There was even a funeral. He cried for many months. But now here she was, lying on the floor in this terrible place. How could this be possible? Bulma felt like his legs would break under him. He held the wall to stay standing. "Fana," he said in a quiet voice. The woman did not move. He said it louder. Fana. The little girl looked up at him. She looked scared. Who are you? The girl asked. Why do you know my mama's name? Bulma did not answer her. He bent down and touched Fana's face. Her skin was hot. She had a fever. He shook her shoulder gently. Fana, wake up. It is me. It is Bulma. The woman's eyes opened slowly. She looked at him, but her eyes were not clear. She did not seem to know who he was. Then her eyes closed again. Bulma stood up fast. He pulled out his phone. He called his driver. Bring the car here now, he said. He gave the driver directions. Then he bent down and picked up Fana. She was so light, too light. She was very thin. The little girl stood up fast. What are you doing? She cried. Where are you taking my mama? Bulma looked at her. I am taking her to the hospital, he said. She is very sick. She will die if we do not help her. Come with me. The girl did not move. She looked afraid. Bulma reached out his hand. Please, he said. Trust me. I will not hurt you. The girl took his hand. They walked out of the small house. The driver had brought the car close. Bulma laid Fana in the back seat. The girl climbed in next to her. Bulma sat in front. Drive to Mercy Hospital, he told the driver. Drive fast. The car moved quickly through the streets. Bulma kept turning around to look at Fana. She did not wake up. Her breathing was slow and weak. The little girl held her mother's hand and cried softly. Bulma felt his own eyes fill with tears. How did this happen? How did his wife end up in that terrible place? And who was this little girl? They reached the hospital in 15 minutes. Bulma jumped out. He opened the back door and lifted Fana again. He ran into the hospital. Nurses saw him and rushed over with a bed on wheels. They laid Fana on the bed. They asked Bulma questions. What is her name? How long has she been sick? What happened to her? Bulma tried to answer, but he did not know much. He just said she had a fever. She was unconscious. Please help her. The nurses took Fana through some big doors. Bulma tried to follow, but a nurse stopped him. You must wait here, she said. Bulma stood in the waiting area. The little girl stood next to him. She looked so small and lost. Her dirty clothes stood out in the clean white hospital. People stared at them. Bulma looked down at the girl. What is your name? He asked. The girl looked up at him. My name is Zara, she said quietly. How old are you? Bulma asked. I am 9 years old, Zara said. Bulma closed his eyes. 9 years old. The same amount of time since Fana disappeared. This child was his daughter. He was sure of it now. But how could he tell her? How could he explain? A doctor came out after 30 minutes. He walked to Bulma. Are you family? The doctor asked. Yes, Bulma said. She is my wife. This is our daughter. The doctor looked surprised, but he did not ask questions. Your wife is very sick, the doctor said. She has malaria and she is very weak from hunger. She has not eaten good food in a long time. We are giving her medicine and fluids now. She should wake up soon, but she needs to stay here for some days. We must make her strong again. Bulma nodded. Do whatever she needs, he said. Money is not a problem. The doctor went back inside. Bulma sat down on a chair. Zara sat next to him. They did not talk. Bulma's mind was spinning with questions. After 1 hour, a nurse came out. She said they could see Fana now. Bulma and Zara followed the nurse to a room. Fana was lying on a clean white bed. There were tubes in her arm. Machines beeped softly next to her. But her eyes were open. She turned her head when they walked in. When she saw Bulma, her eyes filled with tears. "Bulma," she whispered. Her voice was so weak. Bulma walked to the bed. He did not know what to say. Zara ran to the other side and held her mother's hand. "Mama, you are awake," Zara said. Fana smiled at her daughter. Then she looked back at Bulma. "I am sorry," she said. Tears ran down her face. "I am so sorry." Bulma pulled a chair close to the bed. He sat down. "What happened?" he asked. "Where have you been? Why did everyone think you were dead?" Fana closed her eyes. "It is a long story," she said. "A terrible story." Fana started to speak. Her voice was soft and Bulma had to lean close to hear. "9 years ago," she said, "I was pregnant. You remember? We were so happy. We were going to have our first child. But your mother did not like me. She never liked me. She wanted you to marry someone else, someone from a rich family. But you chose me instead. Your mother was very angry. She tried many times to break us apart, but we stayed together. Then I got pregnant. I thought maybe she would be happy. Maybe she would accept me then. But I was wrong." One day, Fana continued, "Your mother came to our house. You were not home. You were at work. She told me to follow her. She said she wanted to buy things for the baby. I believed her. I went with her in her car. But she did not take me to a shop. She took me far away from the city, to a place I did not know. There were some men waiting there. Bad men. Your mother gave them money. She told them to take me away. She said I should never come back. She said if I came back she would kill me and my baby. The men put me in a truck," Fana said. "They drove for many hours. Then they left me in a village very far away. I had no money. I had no phone. I did not know anyone there. I was so scared. I tried to find help. I tried to tell people who I was, but no one believed me. I had no papers, no identification. I was just a pregnant woman with nothing. I lived on the streets. I begged for food. Then Zara was born. I had my baby in a small hospital. The people there were kind, but they had no money to help me more. For 9 years," Fana said, "I tried to survive. I did small jobs. I washed clothes. I cleaned houses. But I was always sick. I could not work much. Zara and I moved from place to place. We had no home. Sometimes we slept outside. Sometimes people let us sleep in their old buildings. I wanted to find you so many times, but I was afraid. Your mother said she would kill me. She said she had people watching. I was so afraid she would find me and hurt Zara. So I stayed hidden. I stayed away. But I never stopped thinking about you." Bulma listened to every word. His hands shook with anger. His mother did this. His own mother. She took away his wife. She took away his daughter. She let him think they were dead. She even made a fake funeral. Bulma remembered that day. He remembered crying next to the coffin. He remembered people telling him sorry for his loss. It was all a lie. His mother lied to everyone. She destroyed his life. She destroyed Fana's life. And she took away 9 years he could have spent with his daughter. "Where is your mother now?" Fana asked quietly. Bulma looked at her. "She is at my house," he said. "She lives with me. When you disappeared, she told me you ran away. She said you did not want to be married anymore. She said you left a note. I did not believe it at first. But then the police found your clothes by the river. They said you drowned. They said your body was swept away. There was a funeral. Everyone came. Everyone cried. My mother cried the most. She held me and said sorry for my loss. All this time she knew. She knew you were alive. I will deal with her, Bulma said. His voice was hard and cold. She will pay for what she did. But first you need to get better. You need to rest. Fana nodded. She looked at Zara. The little girl was quiet. She looked confused. She did not understand everything they were saying. Bulma looked at Zara too. He reached out and touched her head gently. Zara, he said. Do you know who I am? Zara shook her head. Bulma took a deep breath. I am your father, he said. Zara's eyes grew big. She looked at her mother. Fana nodded and smiled. Zara looked back at Bulma. But I never had a father, she said. Mama always said my father was far away. She said maybe one day I would meet him. Are you really my papa? Bulma felt tears coming to his eyes. Yes, he said. I am your papa. I did not know you were alive. If I knew, I would have found you. I would have brought you home. I would have taken care of you and your mama. Zara stared at him for a long moment. Then she moved slowly around the bed. She came to Bulma's side. She looked up at him with those big eyes. Can I hug you? Zara asked. Bulma could not speak. He just nodded. Zara wrapped her small arms around him. Bulma hugged her back. He held his daughter for the first time. She smelled like dust and dirt, but he did not care. She was his child, his little girl. He had missed 9 years of her life, 9 birthdays, 9 years of watching her grow. But he would not miss any more. He would make up for everything. He held her tight and cried. Fana watched them and cried too. After so many years of pain, they were finally together again. Bulma stayed at the hospital all day. He did not go to his meeting. He did not go to work. He called his assistant and told her to cancel everything. He bought new clothes for Zara from the hospital shop. He bought food for her. Zara ate like she had never seen food before. She ate rice and chicken and drank juice. She smiled while she ate. Bulma watched her and his heart broke. His daughter had been starving, living on the streets, begging for food, while he lived in a big house with everything he needed. It was not fair. It was not right. As the sun started to go down, Bulma called his driver. Take me home, he said. I need to get some things. Then I will come back. He told Fana he would return soon. He kissed her forehead. He kissed Zara's head. Then he left the hospital. In the car, he sat quietly. His mind was making a plan. He knew what he had to do. When he reached his big house, the gates opened. The car drove up the long driveway. The house was huge and beautiful. It had tall white walls and big windows. Gardens surrounded it. This was where Bulma lived. This was where Zara should have grown up. Bulma walked into the house. His mother was sitting in the living room. She was watching television. When she saw him, she smiled. Bulma, you are home, she said. How was your meeting? Bulma did not smile back. He walked straight to her. His face was hard. His eyes were cold. His mother's face changed. She looked worried. What is wrong? She asked. Bulma stood in front of her. I found Fana, he said. His mother's face went white. She opened her mouth, but no sound came out. I found my wife, Bulma said again. The wife you told me was dead. The wife you made disappear. I know everything. I know what you did. His mother stood up fast. She shook her head. No, she said. I did not do anything. I do not know what you are talking about. Bulma laughed, but it was not a happy laugh. Do not lie to me anymore, he said. Fana told me everything. You took her away. You paid men to dump her far from here. You threatened to kill her. You let me think she drowned. You made me bury an empty coffin. His mother started to cry. I did it for you, she said. That woman was not good for you. She came from nothing. She had no family, no money, no education. You are a rich man. You needed a wife from a good family, someone who could help you, someone who could give you strong children. I was protecting you. Bulma felt so much anger he could barely breathe. Protecting me, he shouted. You destroyed my life. You took away my wife. You took away my daughter. Yes, I have a daughter. She is 9 years old. She has been living on the streets, begging for food, because of you. His mother's face changed. A daughter, she whispered. You have a child? Bulma nodded. Her name is Zara, he said. She is beautiful and smart, and she has suffered every day of her life because of what you did. His mother sat down slowly. She put her face in her hands. I did not know she was pregnant, she said quietly. I did not know there was a child. Bulma knew that was a lie. His mother had even pretended to buy things for the baby that day. But Bulma did not care. It does not matter, he said. What you did was evil. You are not my mother anymore. I want you out of my house tonight. Pack your things and leave. His mother looked up at him. Bulma, please, she said. I am your mother. Where will I go? What will I do? Bulma turned away from her. I do not care, he said. You did not care what happened to Fana. You did not care about your own grandchild. So I do not care what happens to you. You have 1 hour to pack. Then I want you gone. If you are still here after 1 hour, I will call the police. I will tell them everything. They will arrest you. His mother started to cry harder, but Bulma did not look at her. He walked out of the living room and went upstairs. Bulma went to his bedroom. He packed a bag with clothes and things he needed. Then he went to another room. It was empty. It used to be a guest room. He decided this would be Zara's room. He would fill it with toys and books and everything a little girl needed. He would make it beautiful for her. He stood in the room and imagined Zara playing there, imagined her laughing and happy, safe and loved. It made him smile. Then he heard a car start outside. He looked out the window. He saw his mother's driver putting suitcases in a car. Then his mother came out. She got in the car. She did not look back. The car drove away. Bulma felt nothing as he watched her go. No sadness, no guilt. She made her choice 9 years ago. Now he was making his. He picked up his bag and went back downstairs. He told the housekeepers and cooks what happened. He told them his wife and daughter were coming home soon. He told them to prepare rooms and food. Everyone looked shocked, but they nodded. They started to work immediately. Bulma got back in his car. His driver took him back to the hospital. It was dark now. The hospital lights were bright against the night sky. Bulma went back to Fana's room. She was sleeping. Zara was curled up in a chair next to the bed. She was sleeping too. Bulma sat down quietly. He watched them both. His family. After 9 long years, he had his family back. A nurse came in to check on Fana. She saw Bulma and smiled. Your wife is doing much better, she said quietly. The medicine is working. She should be able to go home in 3 or 4 days. Bulma thanked her. The nurse left. Bulma leaned back in his chair. He closed his eyes. He was tired, but he did not want to leave. He wanted to be close to them. The next morning, Fana woke up. She looked much better. Her eyes were brighter. Her face had more color. Zara woke up too. A nurse brought breakfast for all of them. They ate together. Bulma told Fana that his mother was gone. He told her she would never bother them again. Fana cried with relief. She had been so afraid for so long. Now that fear was gone. Bulma held her hand. Everything will be different now, he promised. We will be a family. We will be happy. Fana smiled. She believed him. For the next 3 days, Bulma came to the hospital every day. He brought gifts for Zara. Dolls and coloring books and pretty dresses. Zara could not believe all the things she was getting. She had never owned anything new before. Everything she ever had was old or broken or thrown away by someone else. Now she had beautiful new things. She smiled all the time. She laughed and played. Bulma loved watching her. Every moment with her was precious. He was learning who his daughter was, what she liked, what made her happy. He was falling in love with her more each day. On the 4th day, the doctor said Fana could go home. Bulma brought new clothes for her too, a beautiful dress and shoes. Fana put them on. She looked at herself in the mirror. She could not believe it. She looked like a different person, not the sick beggar woman anymore. She looked like herself again, like the woman she used to be. Bulma stood behind her. He put his hands on her shoulders. You are beautiful, he said. You have always been beautiful. Fana turned and hugged him. Thank you, she whispered. Thank you for finding us. Thank you for not giving up on me. They left the hospital together. Zara held both their hands. She walked between her mom and papa. She felt safe for the first time in her life. The car was waiting outside. They all got in. Bulma told the driver to take them home. Zara pressed her face against the window. She watched the city pass by. She had walked these streets so many times, begging, hungry, dirty. Now she was riding in a nice car, going to a home with her mom and papa. It felt like a dream. She was afraid she would wake up and find herself back in that terrible little house with the holes in the roof. But it was not a dream. The car turned into a big gate. It drove up a long road with trees on both sides. Then Zara saw the house. Her mouth fell open. It was the biggest house she had ever seen, bigger than 10 houses put together. It was white and beautiful, with flowers all around. Is this where we are going? Zara asked. Bulma smiled. This is where we live now, he said. This is our home. Zara looked at her mama. Fana was crying again, but she was smiling too. It is real, Fana said to her daughter. We are home. The car stopped in front of the house. The driver opened the door. Bulma got out first, then he helped Fana, then he lifted Zara out. The front door opened and people came out. The housekeepers and the cook and the gardener. They all smiled and welcomed them. Bulma introduced everyone to Fana and Zara. Then he led them inside. The house was even more beautiful inside. Everything was clean and shiny. There were big sofas and pictures on the walls. Zara had never seen anything like it. She was afraid to touch anything. She thought she might break something. Bulma saw her fear. He bent down to her level. This is your home, he said. You can touch anything you want. You can go anywhere you want. You do not have to be afraid. Zara looked at him with big eyes. Really? She asked. Really, Bulma said. Come, let me show you your room. He took her hand and led her upstairs. Fana followed. They walked down a long hallway. Bulma stopped at a door. He opened it. Zara walked in and gasped. The room was pink and purple, her favorite colors. There was a big bed with soft pillows, toys on shelves, books on a desk, dolls and stuffed animals everywhere. It was the most beautiful room she had ever seen. "Is this mine?" Zara asked. She could not believe it. "All mine?" Bulma nodded. "All yours," he said. "You can play here, sleep here, keep all your things here. This is your special place." Zara ran to the bed and jumped on it. It was so soft, like jumping on a cloud. She laughed and laughed. Fana and Bulma watched her. They held each other and cried happy tears. This was how life should have been all along. But at least now they could start again. They could give Zara the childhood she deserved, even if it was 9 years late. Days turned into weeks. Fana got stronger. She gained weight. Her skin glowed again. Her smile came back. Bulma hired a tutor for Zara. She had never been to school. She did not know how to read or write. But she was smart. She learned fast. Every day she learned new things. Letters and numbers and words. She loved learning. She loved having books. She would sit for hours looking at pictures and trying to read the words. Bulma would help her. He would sit with her and teach her. Those moments were his favorite. He was finally being a father. One evening, Bulma sat with Fana on the balcony. They watched the sunset together. Zara was inside doing her lessons. Fana leaned against Bulma's shoulder. "I still cannot believe this is real," she said. "Sometimes I wake up at night and I am afraid I will be back in that little house, back on the streets." Bulma kissed her head. "You will never go back there," he said. "I promise you. We are together now. Nothing will separate us again." Fana smiled. She felt peaceful. For 9 years she lived in fear. Now she was safe. Her daughter was safe. They had a home. They had love. That was all that mattered. Months passed. Zara was like a different child. She was healthy and strong. Her hair grew long and beautiful. She wore pretty clothes. She went to a real school now. She made friends. She laughed every day. Sometimes Bulma would watch her play and he would feel sad. Sad for all the time they lost. Sad for all the suffering she went through. But then Zara would run to him and hug him and call him Papa. And the sadness would fade, because she was here now. She was happy now. That was what mattered. The past was gone. They could not change it. But they could make a beautiful future. One day, a police officer came to the house. He asked to speak to Bulma. Bulma went to meet him. The officer said he had news about Bulma's mother. She had been arrested. Someone reported her for fraud and other crimes. When the police investigated, they found out about many bad things she had done. Bulma told the police everything she did to Fana. The officer wrote it all down. He said Bulma's mother would go to court. She would likely go to prison. Bulma felt nothing when he heard this. His mother chose her path. Now she had to face the consequences. Bulma did not tell Fana right away. He did not want to upset her. But that night, after Zara went to bed, he told her. Fana listened quietly. When he finished, she was quiet for a long time. Then she said something that surprised him. "I forgive her." Bulma looked at her, shocked. "How can you forgive her?" he asked. "After everything she did to you, to us?" Fana shook her head. "If I hold anger in my heart," she said, "it will only hurt me. She already took 9 years from us. I will not let her take any more. I choose to forgive. I choose to be happy." I choose to focus on our family. Bulma looked at his wife with so much love. She was stronger than he ever knew, stronger than anyone he knew. She survived 9 years of hell and she came out with a kind heart. He held her close. You are amazing, he said. I do not deserve you. Fana smiled. Yes, you do, she said. You found us. You saved us. You gave us a home. You are a good man, Bulma. We are lucky to have you. They sat together in comfortable silence. Outside, the night was quiet and peaceful. Inside, their home was full of love. 2 years went by. Zara was now 11 years old. She was top of her class in school. She loved to read and write. She wanted to be a teacher when she grew up. She wanted to help other children learn. Bulma was so proud of her. Fana started her own small business. She made clothes and sold them. She was good at it. Her business grew. She hired other women to help her. Women who had hard lives like she did. She gave them jobs and hope. She gave them a chance to take care of their families. Bulma supported her in everything. He was proud of her too. One Saturday morning, Bulma woke up early. He had a plan. He went to wake up Fana and Zara. Get dressed, he said. We are going somewhere special. They got ready quickly. They got in the car and drove into the city. Zara asked where they were going, but Bulma just smiled. It is a surprise, he said. They drove to the part of the city where Bulma first found Zara. The streets looked the same. Dirty and crowded. Poor people walking around. Zara looked out the window. She remembered this place. She used to live here. The car stopped in front of an old building. Bulma got out. Come, he said. They all got out and followed him. He led them inside the building. It had been fixed up. It was clean now. There were rooms with beds and tables. There was a kitchen with food. There were people there. Poor people, homeless people, people who looked like Zara and Fana used to look. Bulma turned to his family. I bought this building, he said. I made it into a shelter. A place where people with no home can come. They can sleep here, eat here, get help finding jobs. I did this because of you, Zara. Because of what you went through. I never want another child to sleep on the streets. Fana started crying. Zara hugged her papa tight. You are the best papa in the world, she said. Bulma smiled. I am just trying to make things better, he said. The three of them spent the day at the shelter. They helped serve food. They talked to people. They listened to their stories. Many of the people cried when they heard Zara's story. They were happy to know that there was hope, that things could get better, that someone cared about them. Bulma promised to help as many as he could. It was his way of giving back, his way of saying thank you for his family. As the sun began to set, they got back in the car to go home. Zara sat between her parents. She held both their hands. She looked at her mama, then at her papa. Then she said something that made them both cry. I am happy, she said. Even though bad things happened, I am happy now because we are together. Because we have love. That is more important than anything. Bulma and Fana hugged their daughter. She was right. Love was the most important thing. It was what saved them. It was what healed them. It was what made them a family. When they got home, they had dinner together. They talked and laughed. They told stories. After dinner, Zara went to her room to read. Bulma and Fana sat outside under the stars. Life is good, Fana said. Better than I ever dreamed. Bulma agreed. They had been through so much pain, so much suffering. But they made it through. They survived. And now they were stronger. Their love was stronger. Nothing could break them apart again. They sat together in the warm night air, thankful for every moment, thankful for each other, thankful for their daughter, thankful for their second chance. Years continued to pass. Zara grew into a beautiful young woman. She finished school with top marks. She went to university to study education. She wanted to be a teacher, just like she always dreamed. Bulma's business continued to grow. He opened more shelters in different cities. He helped thousands of people. Fana's business grew too. She became well known for her beautiful clothes. She employed over 50 women now. But no matter how busy they were, they always made time for each other. Family dinner every night. Family trips on holidays. They never took their time together for granted. One evening, when Zara was home from university, the three of them sat together in the living room. Zara looked at her parents. "Can I ask you something?" she said. "Of course," Bulma said. Zara took a breath. "Do you ever think about what your life would have been like if Papa had not found us that day? If we had stayed on the streets?" Fana and Bulma looked at each other. Then Fana spoke. "I try not to think about it," she said. "Because it hurts too much. But yes, sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I remember how close we were to dying, how sick I was, how hungry you were. We might not have survived another month." Bulma reached over and held Fana's hand. "But I did find you," he said. "And I thank God every day that I looked out that car window, that I saw you, Zara, that I stopped the car. It was like something made me look, something made me stop. Maybe it was fate. Maybe it was God. I do not know. But I am grateful." Zara smiled. "I am grateful too," she said. "I am grateful for my life, for my family, for everything we have. Not just the house and the money, but the love. That is what matters most." Bulma and Fana nodded. Their daughter was wise beyond her years. She understood what was truly important. The conversation that night stayed with all of them. It reminded them of how precious life was, how quickly things could change, how important it was to be kind to